I'm sure. Good evening. Welcome to the Annual Student Awards Ceremony. My name is Brandy Chapin, and I'm the Vice President of the Associated Student Government. I'm pleased to serve as one of your MCs for the evening, along with John Ginsberg, Director of Student Life. I will now read CCC's land acknowledgement and ask that you take a moment afterwards to reflect on the meaning of the words. We acknowledge that the Clackamas Community College campuses reside on the traditional homelands of Clackamas, Cascades, and Tumwater bands of Chinooks, as well as the Tualatin and Pudding River bands of Kalapuya and the Northern Malala people. They lived and prospered by maintaining strong cultural ties to the land and through wise management of resources. As signers of the Willamette Valley Treaty of 1855, they were removed from their homelands to the Grand Ronde Indian Reservation, where they became members of the Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde. Please join us in taking this opportunity to thank and honor the original caretakers of this land, their lives, and their descendants that live on as tribal members today, still carrying on the traditions and cultures of their ancestors.
Thank you, Brandy. Next is a labor acknowledgement, and I also ask that you take a moment to reflect afterwards. We also acknowledge that our nation has benefited and profited from the free enslaved labor of Black people. We honor the legacy of the African diaspora and Black life and the knowledge, skills, and human spirit that persevere in spite of violence and white supremacy. Thank you. Now I'd like to call your attention to the program to help outline the evening. Putting students first, we will hear from outgoing ASG President Bethany Day. Then, I'm outlining first, you're not coming up quite yet. Then College President Tim Cook will share some words of wisdom. Then we will announce the awards for student leadership, as well as recognizing those students who are graduating this year. Throughout the event, either Brandy or I will introduce the presenter prior to each award. When each award recipient is announced, they are asked to come to the front and receive a certificate from the presenter. Presenters, I will hand you the certificate, then you stand over here next to the podium waiting for the person to get their picture taken with you with the certificate open. Easy. If the recipient is not present, we will make sure to get the certificate to them. And also, all award recipients will receive a congratulatory gift card sent to their email. After Brandy and I wrap up the evening, we invite all the nominees, recipients, and supporters to gather for various group photos. I also want to welcome the people watching on YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the evening as much as we do. We have a few members of college leadership present in addition to President Cook. Welcome Tara Spray, Dean of Academic Foundations and Connections, Casey Layton, Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer, and my boss, Jennifer Anderson, Associate Dean of Academic Foundations and Connections. Thank you all for supporting our students. Oh, Deborah, you count too, but you're also presenting, so. We need to give thanks to those behind the scenes who made this event possible. Please join me in thanking Michelle Baker, Greg Castaneda, Bev Forney, and Gordon Christensen for all their hard work. And Caitlin, you count too, so now I'm trying to include everybody. We know that an academic year is often full of challenges. Likely at some point, we've needed someone else to lean on, to vent to seek encouragement from, or simply to be with, whether physically distant or right next to us. Please take a moment to think of someone whom you would like to appreciate for helping you during the past year. Give a moment to think about that. Before you lose that thought, I ask that you consider making a commitment to let this person know the impact they've had on you, whether in person or in writing. It can be very meaningful. Now, on with our program. I have the distinct honor to introduce our first speaker. Please welcome the President of Associated Student Government, Bethany Day.
I just want to start out and tell everybody that I do not want to be doing this right now. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Maya Angelou. This is a lesson that I learned many times this year. I am an emotional girl, and I like to tell everyone that fact. I cry when I'm happy, I cry when I'm sad, and I cry at emotional TikToks about babies and dogs. Being emotional was something for most of my life that was looked at as a weakness. After learning that it is my empathy that makes me feel all these strong emotions, I now view this trait as a strength. True understanding and putting myself into the shoes of others is a trait I am now proud to have. So when I cry, I don't apologize anymore. It's just a part of who I am. But what does this have to do with leadership? Well, I learned this in the leadership classes that are offered here at CCC. Within these classes, I learned so much about myself, about others, and about the world. Classes, which, if you haven't taken, I would recommend signing up for. But this isn't the only thing that happened in these classes. Back in winter 2023, I met a friend. His name was Drew Howard. As some of you know, Drew was a member of Student Life and Leadership and won a Frontline Award last year during this very awards ceremony. Unfortunately, Drew passed away late last year, something that deeply impacted all of Clackamas. This brings me to a little story time. After Drew passed away, students, teachers, and faculty alike were distraught. The first day that we came back to school after finding out was hard for so many of us, but we were greeted by some of the most amazing staff members who were here to support us. At lunch that day, many SLL students, ASG members, and staff sat in the office, ate lunch, cried, told stories, and celebrated the person that Drew was. It was in that moment that I realized something so imperative. True leaders sit with you in the ugly. They cry with you, laugh with you, and celebrate with you. They don't hide away when things get tough. They show you that it is okay to cry, it is okay to mess up, and that we can all get through the hard stuff together. The Student Life and Leadership staff have shown us all these things and so much more. Advising us, putting up with our crazy ideas, listening to us argue, teaching us about ourselves, giving us grace, and helping us grow as not only leaders, but people, which is why we want to recognize our amazing leaders tonight. I know these are the student awards, but so many of us would not be the leaders we are today without the people who shaped us into them. As Vince Lombardi once said, leaders are not born, they are made. So as I call your name, please come up to the front and accept your awards and trophies for your leadership in the Student Life and Leadership Department. John Ginsberg. Michelle Baker. Miranda James. Anissa Reinders. Sarah Ford Oates. And Robin Dryden. On the internet.
Now for a photo, can I get you guys to spread out here? Split up a little bit.
When you thought you had nothing to say.
Oh, I get to stand for two. I guess.
By the way, this was a complete surprise to all of them.
No idea.
Thank you, Bethany, and our fabulous staff. I've appreciated working with you this past year. It's been quite the learning experience, and there's been a lot of growth in all of us. There's so much more I could say, but I'm a little speechless myself. So with that, next up, please welcome to the podium College President Tim Cook.
Can we give it up one more time for Bethany? Bethany was nicely done. And kudos to the student leaders for surprising the staff members here. I got to sign the certificates, and they were so excited, and I can't believe they kept this all a secret. And I think it's really, really, really fantastic. Yeah, it's nicely done. Nice surprise. So I want to bring gratitude tonight and just say thank you to all of our students and our student leaders for all that you've done this past year to make Clackamas the place that it is, the special place that it is. You know, many of you are not just students. You're brothers, sisters, family members. You're raising children. You're working. You have incredibly busy lives. And yet you still manage to come and get involved. You come and you lead programs, clubs, organizations. You work with your peers. And every day you strive to make this place better. And we're all better here because of you. And I don't know how to say thank you enough for that. You know, the pandemic was really hard for everyone. And I remember as president, and I'd come onto this campus, and there maybe be like 2 people on the whole campus. I'm like, what is this place? You know, what is this place without students here? And so this past year or more to see the life and to see the campus life that you've all brought has been pretty touching. And, and it's pretty amazing to have that back. And that's literally, again, because you stepped up and you stepped in. And so I'm just really, really grateful for that. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you're not going to remember classes that you took. I'm sorry to tell you that. Those grades, you're probably not going to remember. And it is true, no one will ever ask you your GPA, so let me be clear about that. But you will remember people that you spent this time with doing events and doing this work. You will remember your friends that you made. You'll remember these activities. These are the things that will stick with you. And so I hope that you really treasure this. This is a special event. I always look forward to this event every year, but I want to just really put a stamp on that this is really a special time that you have. And so I'm again grateful for all of you and for that. I tell people this, sometimes when they're like, how do you do your job? You've got a crazy job. I said, I do my job, and when it's really, really a rough day, every time I go out and see a student and say hi to a student and ask them how they're doing, suddenly things are good. So I thank you for that too, because some of you have helped me out on some crazy days too, and you probably didn't even know that. So I also want to thank, and I again appreciate the kudos to the staff members, not just the staff members that got recognized, but all of you that are advisors, that are mentors, that are in this room tonight, that are supporting our students every day. They also couldn't do the job without you and without that support. So really, that's the message I want to bring is just thank you. I have gratitude for all of you do. I mean, you make Clackamas special. You make it a place that I enjoy coming to every day. It's certainly a lot more fun than this empty campus that we had, a few years back. It's really a much different place because of all of you. So thank you. And congratulations to all of you as well. Thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Cook. Now we move to the awards and recognitions. While the nature of an award nomination process means that not everybody who is nominated receives an award, it should be noted that being nominated means that you are seen as a leader in someone else's eyes. This, in and of itself, is sincerely something to be proud of. Therefore, I will now read the list of nominees we received for awards. Please save a big round of applause when I've finished reading. Here are our outstanding students. Paige Almanza, Jasleen Buller, Brandy Chapin, Kiriana Chernyshov, Karina Cooper, Stephanie Dale in YouTube land, Bethany Day, Sarai Enlow, Alejandra Fernandez, Genevieve Foley, Alexis Folsom, Elizabeth Helfrich, Randy Hurt, Isaiah Camplain, Caitlin King, Nettie Ledbury, Cassidy McPonway, Chloe Marion, Ilyas Mukametov, Jessica Nemitz, Michelle Pacheco, Stephanie Rath, Sean Schenk, Lindsay Shirahama, Meredy Scarpel, Greg Sicard, Juan Song, Andrew Talavera, Katie Traw, Isabella Villagomez, Jailing Vongtongtip, Corinda Washburn. Let's give a big round of applause for all these students. Since we often get asked, I will note that we don't share who nominated who. That's up to the nominator to reveal. So if you're curious about who nominated you and what they said, look around the room, maybe they're here. Speaking of nominators, an important thank you is due to those who submitted nominations for an award, since without such nominations, we wouldn't have awards. So thank you to the students, faculty, and staff who took the time to recognize the excellence demonstrated by our students inside and outside the classroom. Give some applause to the nominators. We're about to roll into the awards. As I mentioned before, I'm going to stand over there with the certificates. When the presenter reads the person's name, stand over here. If the person is here, come up. We'll hand them the certificate. They open it. Gordon takes a picture of the two of you. And our first awards are the Club Awards. Please welcome from the ASG Clubs team, Chair Shelby Wallman and Officer Jaslyn Recalde.
Clubs provide avenues for student interests and also adds a variety of activities to the extracurricular life of the college. We recognize leaders within those clubs who have been nominated by their peers and advisors for their efforts. We received award information from 11 groups, which will be announced in alphabetical order. So first is Active Minds. This club, dedicated to increasing awareness around issues related to mental health, recognizes one of its members for their incredible graphic and interior design skills that have helped make the flyers and events eye-catching and inviting, for their willingness to take the lead on tasks for the club and volunteer when no one else is available, and their welcoming stance and delicious baked goods that make club meetings feel warm and connecting for all. The Active Minds Member of the Year is Meredy Scarpel.
The next group is the Art Club. This student has served as a good example for creativity, hard work, and they are known for being kind, smart, helpful, and knowing the pure definition of being a student and club member. They also look for ways to inspire everyone with their work and never gives up no matter what. The Art Club Member of the Year is Jasleen Buller.
Our next club is the Horticulture Club. The Horticulture Club is a long-standing organization which aims to enhance horticulture education, develop leadership skills of members, and provide networking opportunities for students. One student in particular is recognized for their demonstration of this purpose, along with their work ethic, leadership, and compassion. The Horticulture Club Member of the Year is Chloe Marion.
Our next club is NAMI, CCC's chapter of the National Alliance of Mental Illness. This student is described as kind, caring, wonderful human being. They truly want to spread hope around to others who may be experiencing mental health struggles. They have shared their story not only here on campus, but to high school students in the local area. They are familiar identified as a ball of light in a dark world, whom the club member feels lucky to know. The NAMI Member of the Year is Katie Traw.
The next award is for our chapter of the National Honor Society for Community Colleges, Phi Theta Kappa, or PTK. PTK recognizes academic achievement and provides opportunities for its members to grow as scholars and leaders. This member is described as passionate, strong, and someone who shows dedication to the success of their team over themselves. This year, our recipient took on a regional officer position, which connects different chapters and provides information and leadership to struggling groups. They also prepared and taught several workshops at the regional conference while participating fully in its planning and execution. In an example of selflessness, when taking a regional role, they stepped away from serving as chapter president in order to allow another student to have the opportunity. Our PTK Member of the Year is, for the second year in a row, Genevieve Foley.
Next is another honor society and one of our newest clubs, Psi Beta, which is a scholastic honor society that also recognizes academic achievement, specifically among students in the field of psychology at two-year colleges. Before Psi Beta was officially approved club, this student agreed to put in hard work to help realize a dream of adding this honor society to CCC's clubs. They approach each task with professionalism and attention to detail. They have excellent communication skills and provide space for everyone to share their thoughts during meetings. They were instrumental in planning and successfully hosting the club's Take Back the Night walk, and overall have done a wonderful job as the group's first president. Psi Beta Member of the Year is Randy Hurt.
Another new club this year is the Slavic Union. One member of this group is known for helping to create a cozy atmosphere for club gatherings. They also conducted a wooden egg painting event and are described as our favorite poster designer for the group. The Slavic Union Member of the Year is Kiriana Chernyshov.
We continue seeing new clubs on campus. Our next group is the soccer club. This student regularly attends all clubs meetings, contributes as a value member by providing necessary equipment and demonstrating active interest and support for the club. And my phone clearly had something to say. Playing the position of left wing, he helps to emulate players from his favorite professional team, AC Milan. The soccer club member of the year is Andrew Tavira.
Next is Unidos, the club that highlights, unites, and serves the Latinx community at CCC. For this club, we have 2 recipients who will share the honor. Both students have demonstrated unwavering dedication to revitalize and expand the club. Their proactive approach and commitment has been instrumental in bringing the club back to an active and vibrant state within the campus community. The strong motivation to educate others about Latino culture and foster a sense of community for Latinos on campus is commendable. They have worked together to create opportunities for cultural exchange and understanding, enriching the campus environment and promoting inclusivity. Their friendly demeanor creates a welcoming atmosphere within the club, making it easy for members to engage with one another and feel a sense of belonging. Their approachability and inclusiveness contribute significantly to the club's positive atmosphere and overall success in building a supportive community. The Unidos Member of the Year are Alejandra Fernandez and Michelle Pacheco.
Next is the Vet Club, serving our student veterans at CCC. The student inspires others with their infectious enthusiasm, can-do attitude, and inspirational work ethic. They help support veterans, advocate for their club, and make connections between the Vet Club and other groups. Most recently, the student helped to organize the car bash during the Wellness Month. The Vet Member of the Year is Bethany Day.
We've come to our final club, the Writers Club. This student shows up for club members, encourages writing from everyone, and shares their process in a generous way. If anyone is struggling, they help right away, providing they are someone to count on. This person also facilitates great writing discussions, is welcoming and friendly, and is an experienced writer who is comfortable with their craft. They also demonstrate leadership, skill, and enthusiasm on the dodgeball court. The Writers Club Member of the Year is Sean Shank.
Thank you, Shelby and Jaslyn. Now to present the award for Outstanding Member of ASG, please welcome back to the podium last year's recipient of this award, ASG President Bethany Day.
The Associated Student Government, or ASG, serves the CCC student body through its programs, services, and representation of fellow students. One member stands out among this group of leaders worthy of special recognition as ASG Member of the Year. This student has been described as reliable, hardworking, and caring. Another nominator speaks to this individual having stepped into various roles throughout the year flawlessly and serving as a giant asset to different teams. Further accolades include extremely knowledgeable and responsive to tasks, leading by example daily and being always responsive, going above and beyond, making things run as efficiently as possible, and helping other members with their positions. Beginning the academic year as an officer, the student moved to secretary and then vice president. As openings occurred, she reorganized ASG agendas and she demonstrated a mastery of spreadsheets, capturing great detail related to the ASG budget while also making it easy to follow. All of this while serving in a 100% remote capacity, except for tonight. The award for ASG Member of the Year goes to Brandy Chapman.
Thank you, Bethany, and congratulations, Brandy. You're not the only ones who can keep a secret. Next, we will be recognizing those students who will be graduating this year. To praise your efforts and welcome you into the world of CCC alumni, please welcome from the CCC Foundation Executive Director Deborah Mason and Development Officer Caitlin Sullivan.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you all. And I love coming at this part of the program because I'm just kind of blown away. I'm so impressed with all of you here, your award winners. It's really lovely. And this certainly is the time of year and an event like this to reflect on what you've accomplished. And well done. Congratulations. We also want to think about the future a little bit, too. So I am super excited to see where all of you go because I'm really impressed. I have the distinct honor to recognize the students in the room that are graduating next week. So I would love to call up everyone who's graduating tonight to receive a gift from the foundation and welcome you to alumni status pretty soon. So come on up, graduates.
Can I say something real quick? Oh, sorry about that.
It's okay. Thank you, Deborah and Caitlin, and congratulations to all my fellow graduates. Speaking of graduates, our next award is for Outstanding Graduating Student. Please welcome our presenters, Sarah Jones, a recipient of this award last year and current peer program assistant, and Bev Forney, faculty chair for the Department of Business, Business Administration, and Computer Science.
Students receiving the Outstanding Graduated Student Award are recognized for their contributions and accomplishments during their time at CCC. Nominees must be graduating from CCC in 2024 and embody at least some of the following characteristics: being an inspiration to others, taking an unusual path to college, being involved in student activities, services, or athletics, and/or overcoming personal difficulties or challenges to reach their educational and personal goals. Tonight, we recognize 5 students. Our first recipient is someone described as a friendly role model, full of perseverance and leadership skills. During their time at CCC, this individual has been the most helpful and cheerful person in the horticulture program that many fellow students have ever encountered. This person will go out of their way to make sure other students are involved and informed, whether it's in class or school activities. For 2 consecutive years, this student represented CCC at the National Colgate Landscaping Competition and placed in 9th place this past year, showing determination and hardworking characteristics. In addition to their own accomplishments, this student cheered on and supported other classmates who are also part of this trip. Her bubbly and supportive personality has made a great impact amongst other students, and she will be greatly missed. Our first outstanding graduating student is Corinda Washburn. Oh, she's not here.
Our next recipient has excelled both academically and athletically in their 2 years at CCC. They have consistently been on the president's list while participating in 3 sports for the Cougars. They have been a role model for new student athletes coming into CCC, showing peers it's possible to perform at the highest level in both the classroom and the court, the diamond, and the field. That's right, our recipient played on the women's basketball team, was a member of the softball team that finished as an NWAC runner-up in 2023, and was a 2-time NWAC All-Star on the women's soccer team, all while earning better than a 3.9 GPA. Receiving the next Outstanding Graduating Student Award is Paige Almanza.
Our next recipient is engaged and a dedicated student who has consistently excelled in their classes, often surpassing the curriculum's requirements. This student also actively encourages fellow students to engage in study groups and often leads such groups for classes that they themselves have already completed. This person's leadership and collaborative spirit have inspired many peers to strive for an academic excellence and foster a supportive learning environment. As a math and science tutor, he took on additional shifts to ensure tutoring was available at the Harmony campus. Not only will he be graduating from CCC, he will also be completing high school at the same time, and then attending Purdue University in the fall. In his profile at CCC, on the CCC tutor webpage, he states, "I believe that teaching is the best way to learn myself, so I look forward to working in a position that will help enhance my knowledge in the subject matter I enjoy." The next outstanding graduating student is Greg Sicard.
Our next recipient is an inspiration to others who has a passion for community and supporting others, growing into a leader in the eyes of their peers, faculty, and community members. This individual spearheaded the formation of the Student Club Fellowship of Christian Athletes last year, where they were elected and remained president of the club this year. In this role, they organize and lead weekly FCA meetings by creating fun, ice-breaking activities and leading group discussions. This person also attended weekly meetings with the regional FCA director for leadership training and to strengthen ties with the national FCA organization. As an athlete, he also ranked 8th nationally for wrestling for his weight class and received the NJCAA All-American Award. This success led to being offered a wrestling scholarship to attend Corbin University, where he will study kinesiology. The next outstanding graduating student is Isaiah Camplin.
Our final recipient helps and inspires others while upholding values and overcoming personal difficulties to reach their graduation goals. One nominator explains that this individual has shown amazing growth and perseverance and is a friend to anyone and sees no borders. You have already heard about her founding and serving as the president of the NAMI Club, where she has given a space for others to share about their mental health struggles, her concern for others, and based on her own experiences, she was one of the most ardently vocal students to support getting Narcan distribution points on campus. And she sponsored a Narcan training in May, which over 50 people attended. Additionally, she has served as an officer in the PTK Honor Society and has been involved in ASG for 2 years, previously as a department chair and currently serving as secretary. She's graduating with her transfer degree this year and transferring to PSU to attend the social work program so that she can help others overcome their own struggles. Our final outstanding graduating student is Katie Traw.
So many scripts. Thank you, Sarah and Bev, and congratulations to all of our outstanding graduates. We now move to the Frontline Award. Our presenter is one of last year's recipients for this award and currently a peer mentor and writing tutor in the Dye Learning Center. Please welcome Karina Cooper.
The Frontline Award recognizes those peer assistants, peer mentors, work study students, and other student employees who are dedicated to assisting staff members in their roles, helping them to retain current students and fulfilling the mission of their departments. Whether planning and implementing events, engaging in customer service, or conducting key behind-the-scenes work, recipients of this award have demonstrated outstanding leadership and serve as role models for others. Tonight, we recognize 2 individuals for this award. Our first recipient has been described as an invaluable resource for student support. In this person's role, student feedback has been overwhelmingly positive, with many students citing this individual's patience and wealth of knowledge. Our recipient has served as a math tutor and was immediately helpful and flexible when working with students, seeking student input before finalizing their own tutoring hours, and offering multiple modalities for tutoring. This person also monitors the Moodle forum for questions and offers prompt and detailed support in their replies. This quarter, she also coordinated with one of her instructors to use a classroom space before class so she could be more available for her math students who are taking the same course. Those in Math 211, 212, and 213 are fortunate to have her as a tutor. Our first Frontline Award goes to Nettie Ledbury. There are many words of praise regarding our next recipient. This person has a warm, happy, welcoming face who makes everyone with whom they interact feeling better afterwards. They have a heart of gold, and anyone who knows them is better for it. One nominator describes them as dependable, competent, and kind. Another speaks to them being a creative problem solver, communicative, having a positive attitude, and never being critical or judgmental of peers or patrons. Yet another nominator states succinctly, "They are the presence I wish existed at every business I encounter." This individual constantly provides exceptional customer service, setting an excellent example for others, and is a great trainer for new team members. In their role at the Wachino Welcome Desk, they hold their position with grace, often engaging with students who are unsure of what they need, and she asks the right questions and is able to put them at ease with a huge smile and calming demeanor. Speaking of questions, she also gets plenty at the welcome desk. And if she doesn't know the answer, she knows how to find it. She puts the welcome in the Wachino Welcome Center. Our second Frontline Award goes to Elizabeth Helfrich.
Thank you, Karina, and congrats to our frontline recipients. Next is the award for contributions to DEI, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. To present, let's welcome our coordinator of the Multicultural Center, Miranda James.
Hi, everybody. How's it going? Okay, nothing. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, like Randy said, my name is Miranda James. I'm the coordinator of the Multicultural Center here on campus, located over in the Wachino Welcome Center. If you haven't stopped by, you should. This was not a part of my script, but I have the microphone, so I can say what I want. And I have the distinct honor of recognizing our DEI recipients this year. The Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Award recognizes students who have helped to create an inclusive, equitable, culturally competent, and supportive environment by modeling behavior that enriches our community and/or worked to advance the DEI strategic priorities. Our first recipient has been an integral part of bringing the Genders and Sexuality Alliance, or GSA, back to CCC. They've promoted and represented the club across campus, working hard to bring in new members and maintain returning members. It is also through their leadership that has helped to guide club members in weekly discussions and activities involving LGBTQ+ people. And because of them specifically, several LGBTQ+ students now have community and feel as if they belong here at CCC. This past fall and winter, our recipient was the president of the club, specifically not running for re-election in the spring, in an effort to transition the club and prepare it for next year when they will no longer be here, because they are graduating and are going to Oberlin in the fall. The first award for outstanding contributions to diversity, equity, and inclusion goes to Alexis Folsom. Okay. Our second recipient has always been passionate about building community and fostering a sense of belonging for students. This is especially true for ESOL students, where our recipient has worked hard to listen to their wants and needs in order to provide fun and new opportunities to engage with each other and building community. This student regularly held ESOL chats to practice English speaking skills in a judgment-free, low-stakes environment, and invited various staff members as guests, making a CCC connection for ESOL students and introducing them to a variety of discussion topics. This student made this program part of their work as a peer assistant in the Multicultural Center, where they also support other engaging events and activities throughout their year designed around uplifting the systemically marginalized and celebrating culture. Speaking of culture, another of this student's passions is preserving culture, heritage, and language, especially for those from Eastern Europe. Earlier this year, our recipient founded and became the first president of the Slavic Union, a small but mighty group that meets every week to discuss and share culture, language, and traditions. The second award for outstanding contributions to diversity, equity, and inclusion goes to Ilyas Mukhamatov. That concludes this part. I transitioned myself.
Congratulations, Alexis and Ilias, and thank you, Miranda. We've now arrived at the final awards. The Cookie Awards were created to honor those students demonstrating significant leadership across the college. with a high GPA and lasting impact on academic and/or co-curricular life. We're fortunate to have a returning past recipient to present. Before transferring earlier this year to study art and design at Portland State University, she most recently served in the role of ASG Vice President earlier this year. Please welcome Emily Dallas.
Thank you. That was a long walk. Hi, everyone. It's great to see everyone's faces. I've missed y'all. Thanks for asking me to come back and announce this. The Coogie Award is the highest recognition of student leadership. Recipients must model integrity, inspire a shared vision, challenge the process, enable others to act and/or encourage the heart. They also must be strong academically, and other CCC students must be positively influenced or impacted by these students' actions. This year, we recognize 2 students for this honor. Our first student displays the college's 5 values in everything they do. They go out of their way to include people and bring a sense of belonging to every student they encounter. One nominator explains, "They openly invite people's thoughts into a conversation, and they challenge us to put more thought into anything we do. They show that there are no boundaries and that if you put your mind to it, you can make it happen." Another person states that this person helps out whenever, does so much, and is understanding and always open to talk. They inspire those around them and encourage us to do their best. Another uses these terms to describe our recipient as flexible, inclusive, and fierce. This person is a voice of fellow students. Following the cyber attack earlier this year, they volunteered to serve as one of 2 students on the committee of administrators that met almost daily to track the aftermath. Here, they presented concerns students raised about the possible inconsistent expectations related to completing assignments and other stresses faced after the incident. This student then worked with the Institutional Research and Reporting to conduct a survey of students' views on the cyber attack and the college's response. In a second key behind-the-scenes example, this individual was a lone student representative on the search committee for the Dean of Academic Foundations and Connections, a critical role overseeing both student services and several academic departments. An active member of ASG, this person has gracefully stepped in many roles in that organization over the last 2 years, including chair of clubs, grants, and multicultural departments, as well as serving as vice president and president. Additionally, they served as NAMI vice president, and you've already heard about her accomplishments as president of the Vet Club. Importantly, she has juggled all of these responsibilities while also being a mother of 2 and demonstrating commitment to her family outside of CCC. Our first Coogie Award goes to Bethany Day. Our second recipient is described as kind, caring, smart, and passionate. Education is very important to this person, and they are known as someone who demonstrates learning not only through setting a good example to others, but by inspiring and encouraging others to go after what they want for their educational goals. They care deeply about others and their wish to see everyone succeed. They are willing to help everyone on all of their teams reach their goals. Earlier this year, this student was one of 2 who accompanied President Tim Cook and members of the board to Washington, D.C. for the National Legislative Summit. This was an opportunity to interact with legislators and speak to the needs and issues faced by community college students. In their application to attend the summit, the student stated, "Community colleges play a pivotal role in breaking barriers to education, and I am eager to learn how to advocate more effectively for policies that support this mission. Attending this summit was one step toward the goal of becoming an immigration lawyer, further demonstrating this person's value of making sure everyone feels they belong. In the classroom, the student has been nothing but stellar. They are on track to graduate next week with a solid 4.0 GPA. Additionally, encouraged by a faculty member, this student has applied to attend to the National Communications Association convention to present a paper. So strongly did this faculty member support the student's work, he even attended the ASG meeting where she applied for travel funds because he wanted her academic work to represent CCC. In addition to serving as vice president of Psi Beta, the Psychology Honor Society, she has been visible in two key organizations. ASG, where she has served as chair of community wellness, organizing blood drives, road cleanups, and assisting in the food pantry. And for Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, where as president, she led the group to capture 8 group and individual awards at the regional level. Finally, she represents several firsts. She is a proud first-generation college student. Next week, she will deliver a commencement address as a first student selected through a new application process. And tonight, she becomes the first student to have received the Coogie Award twice. Our final Coogie Award goes to Isabella Villagomez. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily, and congratulations to our Coogie Award winners. This concludes our event. Thank you so much for coming. Congratulations to all of our award nominees and recipients, and thank you to all of you for all the time and energy you give to CCC and its students. I hope you enjoyed your evening and that you remain connected with one another after the academic year is over. I know I'll be keeping in touch. Have a great night and be well.